Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and I've been wanting to do this tag for a minute, and I just haven't had the time. And it's just all for fun and games, but this is the tag or VR or tag, whatever, to Rachel from Amethyst Ascension or Rochelle from Amethyst Ascension's channel. That she did. I forgot what it is. It's the alien one. Let me go back to her YouTube thing. It's the Nordic alien invasion spread. Um, and it's funny because question 3, there's 7 prompts. Question 3 brought up a very vivid memory for me, and I'll tell you that here in a second. So I'm using my, which I find interesting. This is the Guardian Tarot. This is a red feather shifter deck by Beth Silanonen. I love this deck. It's funny because it's the only deck I have that I consider an alien deck. But I feel like these aliens are amongst us. Like they just vibrate at a different frequency, so we can't see them. And as I was pulling this deck out to do this video moments ago, I realized I have a lot of decks that I would consider otherworldly, but none of them are alien decks, which I found very interesting because a lot of quite a few decks I have where it feels like you're stepping into this other world. However, none of it feels alien. So I don't know what that says about me. I found that very curious. That I find them otherworldly, but it's almost like they're fitting or home. This is the only deck I have that's alien to me, but they're here on Earth, which is very curious. Anyway, so I did meditation and I did pull some cards here. This is the stack because I don't have the spread room that Amethyst Ascension does. So this is the rest of the deck here. I'm going to move that. And I did the 7 cards, and then she actually had a note on one of her, on her Facebook group, talking about the an 8th question, which I put on here. So before I get this going, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe now, I was at work, and as you guys know, most of my stuff happens at work because I zone out. I do the exact same thing all day, every day. From the moment I walk into the door to the moment I leave, I have the exact same day, every day. And one day I was listening to some music, just zoning out, chilling. I think I was actually listening to some meditation music at that point. And I saw a vision in my mind's eye, clairvoyantly, whatever you want to call it, it looked like a box office, like you would see at a football game or a baseball game, like the box seats in the glass, like where the owners sit. And there was 3 beige, like there's a chair, a couch here, a chair here, a chair here, and then there's a round table in between all of them. Everything was brown. And these 3 beings stood up, super tall, and they said, "Oh my God, she's waking up." And then it was gone. And I haven't had any kind of experience like that since then, but I could almost feel their breath on my neck. It was so real that I was just like turning around like, did anybody else just see that? It was insane. So I don't know what that was, but this is one of the reasons I'm drawn to this deck, because the beings in this deck kind of remind me of the beings I saw. They're super tall and thin. It was just weird because it's the first time I'd seen anything alien related. It was very weird. But question 3 reminded me of that vision I'd had, or whatever you want to call it, I had. So that was just crazy. So I wanted to share that before I get into the cards here. So we're going to run through these real quick. So for question 1, and if you guys have any notions or questions or thoughts on what I just told you, let me know, because I have no idea what that was. So for we're going to get into the spread now. So for question 1, it is, what would your strengths be? And what would my strengths be? And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. And I immediately thought of grounded. And it's funny because it's almost like when I got this deck, I was seeing a lot of visions of things, and I was like, that's weird. It almost like, because I'm so grounded, I can see them and I can converse with them. Like I said, with this deck, to me, it's like these beings that have been here forever, but they vibrated a different frequency. So we are unable to see them all the time. And maybe because I'm more of a grounded person, I can see them more than most and be able to communicate with them and talk with them. So that's quite interesting. And again, this is just for fun. Funsies. And then we have, what would your weakness be? My weakness would be the Star. And I feel like it would be, and then we got that Owl, and always associate an owl with wisdom. I almost feel like it's a lack of being able to let go. And of course, that's how I am in my real life. I'm unable to let go of something. I'm like a dog with a bone. But maybe in this regard, it's like if they're leaving, or I'm unable to say goodbye or let go because I'm so connected with them. Interesting. So question 3, are the tall... Okay, so here's the one that got me remembering that vision I told you. It says, are the tall Nordics the ancient elven race? And it's the 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh. So I feel like they are, but they're trapped. They're trapped in the idea of what we think they are. If that makes any sense, you guys. I have just gotten full body chills. Like, that is creepy. It's not creepy. It's sad. I almost teared up because I've got the 8 of Swords. It does feel like it is the same race, but because of what we perceive them to be, it's almost like we trapped them in this position or the state that they're in, and they're unable to be the elven race that they are supposed to be. If that makes any sense, let me know. That's what I got out of that card. That's weird. Number 4, how long have they been here? How long have they been here? And we got the Magician. And you see in the background, there's like dead cattle. It almost looks like the Wild West. But I keep getting, and she's of course got a Ouija board and a pendulum here. I always feel like they've been here forever. They've been here before man was mankind. Before everything else, they were here. And they will continue to be here long after we're gone. Wow. Because they're the magicians. They're able to adapt to whatever environment. Interesting. So that was 4, 5. Are they a friend or foe of humanity? And I got the 4 of Cups. And their claws are just weirding me out in this card. But I see a boat too. Almost like that ship has sailed, but this is the way I look at it. Okay, this is what I got when I pulled this card specifically. I didn't look at the cards, but I pulled this card and automatically thought, they are a friend to humanity. However, there's a barrier there. A barrier has happened, or there's become a barrier, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. They're a friend and they've tried to help us, but we refuse to see that or allow that to happen because we're a egotistical race. So, yeah, but I do see that they are a friend. We just treat them as a foe, if that makes sense. they've helped with, I want to say, technology advancement. Interesting. And then here with the Four of Cups, it's like almost like that ship has sailed, but like I said, they know they were here long before us. They'll be here long after us. So it doesn't matter what we think of them. They're too advanced for that, if that makes sense. Number 6, how do they feel about the human race? Oh, the Queen of Cups. And look, she's got a little, almost like it looks like a fishy, but it also looks like a Chinese symbol in there. Interesting. I'm going to have to look at the book and see what this says on this card. I don't think I've ever pulled this card. I'm going to see if it says anything. We got just little thumbnails here. Queen of Pentacles. Right, Queen of Cups, sorry. Page, Knight, Queen. This guardian queen places herself in the conscious moment, appreciating and loving all that exists on this plane. Interesting. She steps into the present, savoring the holistic love found in the moment. She celebrates the level of contentment this brings into one's life. Being in a state of conscious love is to leave the past and future where they reside. Should this guardian present herself in the reverse? It doesn't tell you about the cup, but that's interesting. And I quite feel that. There's a lot of love. It's almost like they watched us grow from this embryo. And now we've become this, we're all teenagers now. And they're seeing, we're on the cusp of adulthood. And they're seeing how can they be better? What are they going to be when they grow up? And that's how I feel about, especially with this deck. That's how I feel. That's how they see us. So number 7, what are your chances of surviving the invasion? Judgment. Oh, wow. Look at it. All these souls down here. Wow. It is a creepy Judgment card. It could go either way because I don't think that they're judge and jury, but we are our own judge and jury, and I'm my biggest critic when it comes to the Judgment card. So my thoughts are, if they invade, it's going to be to intervene in something that we've done to ourselves. So, and that's why the Judgment card is there. But I still see it as it's going to be up to me if I survive or not. It's going to be that risk I take to better things or not, if that makes sense. Interesting. So the last question, she put on an extra thing on her channel right there. She was responding to someone. It says, I should have added another prompt for asking if they were already here. So I did that here. So are they already here? And I got the Knight of Wands. And I do feel like they're already here talking to us, trying to whisper, the right things in our ear or not let us get into something that we can't get ourselves out of. And I do feel like there's a fiery passion here that they have for the human race because they've watched us grow from nothing. And they don't want us to destroy ourselves, but at the same time, if anything's going to be destroyed, it's going to be us that does it, not them. Because they're very peaceful, very calming, those idiot humans blew themselves We're all that's left now, and I can totally see that here. But they do have a passion for us because I feel like they've invested themselves in us, um, which I find quite interesting. So that is my funny little thing I did to Amethyst Ascension's VR to her video. I haven't done it in a few days. I've just been busy. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.